Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex Tech, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Q6600, and I'm going to explain to you why you should not buy it in 2020. It is over 10 years old and the CPU just does not handle itself anymore. So without further ado, we'll roll the intro and then I'll show you some Fortnite and GTA 5 just to prove it's not an issue with my hard drive, and then I'll give you the final verdict and what you should really do. So without further ado, roll the intro and I'll see you after.
Let it go, let it go. Эй, Q Hafner, Бля, у меня голос охрип.
So as of right now, we got the Q6600 hooked up in this machine with an Asus P5Q Pro. We've got a 5850 from Gigabyte, one of those old cards. I'll probably show you as well on there. HD 5850. We've got a Wi-Fi card just so I can have Wi-Fi because I'm setting up a laptop. And we've got the stock cooler from Intel back then. This will actually run your Q6600 stock voltages and stock cooler for back in the day at a healthy 3.15. That's as far as I was able to push it with stability and just stability in general, without having to do any voltage tweak or anything. This is just put the overclocking thing in the manual, and I just set all the voltages to auto and just clocked up the frequency, and it works. So the frequency was 337 if you're wondering. So that'll give it to 3.15 in Windows. Okay, so now I've got Fortnite loaded up. Fortnite is not really important. I mean, it's important, but it's not important as the performance tab. Now, so you can see the CPU was hovering at 100% before, just in the loading screen, and just now it just dipped down. Now, I want you to keep a close look at the utilization and the disk utilization. So, first off, look at this render. Bus barely rendered in. Okay, we are running at a lovely 30 FPS. I believe we are running at we're running on epic distance. This is basically what pros use. So we're gonna drop in, and as you can see, our character hasn't even loaded in. Extreme stutters. Our character hasn't even actually properly loaded in. This is just a stock skin for some reason. So look, the pixels are not. This is not a high render. Just now everything's rendering in, but it's not a high render either way. So we've rendered a bit, but it's still not a high render at all. So you're telling me that, yeah. You can see it yourself. My character hasn't even logged in. Mine's supposed to be the, look at that frame lag. Look at this. How are you supposed to play? Look at these cars. Look at them. What? Look at the ground, for crying out loud. And they're saying they drive, by the way, because look, the drivers are I'm running off of a USB, and the USB can support up to 30 megabytes a second. That's 100%. There we go. And now everything's rendered in. Finally, after what? Over a minute? And we still haven't rendered in most of the game either way. So finally the building's been finally rendered in after me standing still. So if you want to use this for, like, I don't know, look, the items aren't even loading in. Most things aren't even loaded in. Look at that. Is that loaded in? Is that loaded in? Is that loaded in properly? No, it's not. Is all of this stuff loaded in? No, it is not. Look at it. Look. And we're running only 45. This is on low 1080p. Now, I want to keep your attention over to the GPU. Now, of course, we can't see GPU because the GPU is old. But if you were to go down here, you can see the GPU is only being used at 40%. Look right here. 60, 63, 60, 80, 78. I'm going to more demanding, for example, right here. 66, 73. The GPU's not being used. Now, when you're gaming, okay, this is for anyone who's not a CPU expert. When you're gaming, your CPU is supposed to stay around about, I don't know, below 100%. Preferably under 90. And then your GPU is supposed to be at 100. Your GPU is supposed to be your bottleneck for your system. Now, as of right now, my GPU is not rendering at 100%. Just end on the question. So, the answer is the Q6600, as you can clearly see, is indeed bottlenecking it. That's just the proof. And it's just not rendering at all. Alright. Ideally, in such a scene like this... Oh wow, I've got a solid metal. Ideally, in a situation like this, our GPU should be at 100. It's not at 100. While our CPU, on the other hand, just let me load up Task Manager, is sitting at a comfortable 96 utilization. And we're running this at overclocked settings. So imagine if the Q6600 wasn't even overclocked. What would you be getting? You'd be getting below 40, 50 FPS. This is on low everything 1080p. So that's my gripe with it. That is my gripe with the Q6600. The Q6600, just by this test alone, is dead. Unfortunately, the 65nm CPUs, they're not good enough anymore. You want to run Fortnite, you want to run anything, you can go and see Q6600 on the older Fortnite. It works. With the new one, it's just Season 2, it's over. The Core 2 quads from, what is it? I believe 2006 is when they switched over to the 45nm. But anyway, any CPU with a 45nm or bigger, you're gone. Alright, 45 and under, you should be good. So in fact, next video, I've got a Xeon right here, which I'm going to hopefully upload next day. I have a Xeon right here, and we're going to test it out and see if indeed a 45nm CPU can actually improve this FPS better. So make sure you stay tuned, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, the bell as well, because I'm going to be uploading 2 other videos, testing the CPU and installing the microcodes for the motherboard. And yeah, without further ado, thank you very much. I'm Mike Tech, and I'll catch you the next time.